One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
Yeah, it's definitely a process. I think there are things to keep in mind, but I've found that each place is different too. We start with building a collaboration culture. I'm a firm believer in strength-based leadership and putting teammates in the right spot at the organization so they can be successful. And that really starts with creating an atmosphere or dialogue and buy-in that can pay huge dividends down the road. I always joke that brand building is a team sport, not an individual sport, so don't try and do it yourself. Being a good listener, I think, is incredibly important. With our digital world now, it's easier than ever to get access to data and people that want to share their opinion with you. And I think the more inclusive you can be the better. I think when you're brand new, having a lack of institutional knowledge can be a benefit because when you're new, everybody wants to tell you how you can make your organization better. And I think that as good of a listener as you can be in that process is incredibly important. And then finding good teammates inside and outside the department is key to getting a true feel for who you are as a department. I think you want to be listening to folks within your department, but also finding those folks, whether they're fans, donors, whoever they may be, that have something to say or have institutional knowledge is incredibly important to you when you're new. And then one of the things that I do, and I think has really, really helped, is I spend as much time learning about the institution as I do the athletic department. I know the analogy that's often used is athletics as a front porch. I really see athletics more as a room in the university. And if you can understand what the university is trying to accomplish, that should fall in line with what the athletic department is trying to accomplish as well. And I find that alignment is a lot better when those things happen, because not only is it a message that you're going to be speaking about from an athletic department standpoint, but the whole university gets behind it as well. And then lastly, be patient. I'm a big believer in authenticity, and you can't do that by using the same playbook you used at your last institution. You may get a quick win or two that way, but it's truly, if you want it to resonate long-term with your brand, you got to make sure it's authentic. I mean, my last two stops, UCF was a young, exciting school looking to make a name for himself, and then you look at Oregon State, who is more, authentic, gritty, humility, all those things. You can't have the same playbook that works for one or the other. So I think it's the time you take early on, understanding who you are and finding those differentiation points is really, really helpful when you then are set to be able to create your collateral, create your storytelling mechanisms to be able to share that with your fan base. Yeah, there's two books that I read or reread every time I'm new to a position, and one is Strength Finders. It's a Gallup organization book that was written, 20 years ago. And the other one is You're in Charge Now What by Thomas Neff. And they really take you through a disciplined process of establishing who you are and what you want to accomplish and how you communicate that to your team. And the Strength Finders was one that I found in an exercise that I did personally and then have now given it to each of our team when I'm new or as we go along so that I can understand exactly what someone's strengths are and then where they fit within the organization. And it also helps sharing everyone's strengths within the team so people understand what they do well and how to communicate with others in the team. And I've really found that helps in truly finding where is someone going to be great, because I think people are great when they're passionate about something and they have the tools to be successful in it.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.